Welcome to the channel Coin Hustle USA. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? We're talking about a coin that looks so average, so incredibly mundane, that you likely walk past it every single day without even glancing down. Yet hiding beneath that unassuming surface is a lottery ticket worth a staggering $340 million. You might think I'm exaggerating, or that this is just another internet tall tale, but I am telling you right now, this specific Jefferson nickel has the potential to rewrite your entire financial history in the blink of an eye. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion, a private jet, and a lifetime of luxury, all because of a tiny, almost imperceptible error that occurred during the chaos of production at the Philadelphia Mint. Before we dive into the specifics of this absolute monster of a find, I have to warn you, this is just the beginning of a journey that is going to blow your mind, because what we have lined up after this is so insane, so valuable, that you literally cannot afford to look away. We aren't just talking about one rare coin today. We are talking about a sequence of modern errors that defy logic, and you need to stick around until the very end because the values are only going to get more astronomical from here. Now, let's zero in on this 2016 P Jefferson Nickel, a coin that should, by all accounts, be worth exactly 5 cents and nothing more. The year 2016 was a relatively quiet time for the United States Mint in terms of major design changes or commemoratives, which often makes these years the perfect breeding ground for errors because the presses are running monotonously, day after day, striking millions of these nickels with mechanical precision, or so they thought. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American commerce since 1938. Featuring the iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his home, Monticello, on the reverse, a design that has evolved slightly over the decades but has remained largely recognizable to generations of Americans. In 2016, the Philadelphia Mint was churning out these coins by the truckload to meet the demands of commerce, aiming for perfection. But in the high-pressure, high-speed environment of the minting floor, mistakes are inevitable. Rare, yes, but inevitable. The specific 2016 P. Jefferson nickel we are discussing today is rumored to be the result of a dramatic, spectacular die error known as a mule, or perhaps an extreme off-center strike combined with a double die anomaly that creates a visual effect unlike anything else ever seen. Imagine the dies, the heavy steel stamps that imprint the design onto the blank metal planchets, clashing together without a coin in between, causing them to become damaged and misaligned in a way that every subsequent strike carries the scars of that mechanical accident. Or perhaps, even more incredibly, a coin planchet was struck not once, not twice, but multiple times, or was struck by a die intended for a completely different coin, creating a hybrid that sends shivers down the spines of numismatists. When you look at a standard 2016 P nickel, you see Jefferson's stern gaze looking towards the left, the word liberty inscribed boldly, and the motto, "In God We Trust," to his right. But on this error variety, something is drastically, hauntingly wrong. The letters might be overlapping, creating a blurred, ghost-like script that seems to vibrate before your eyes. Or the portrait could be shifted so far off-center that half of Jefferson's face is missing, floating in a sea of blank copper nickel. This is the kind of anomaly that makes a coin jump from the face value pile to the priceless heirloom pile instantly. But why on earth would such a small, weirdly struck coin be valued at $340 million? It sounds absurd, doesn't it? But in the world of rare coins, value is dictated by scarcity, condition, and the sheer wow factor of the error, and this coin hits the trifecta with the force of a sledgehammer. Think about the most famous rare coins in history, like the 1913 Liberty Head nickel or the 1943 copper penny. Coins that sold for millions of dollars because only a handful are known to exist. Now, imagine a modern era coin, discovered in circulation, that is perhaps unique, the only one of its kind in existence. If a grading service like PCGS or NGC certifies this coin as the sole survivor of a specific die crash or experimental strike, the bidding war among elite collectors would be unlike anything we've ever witnessed. We are talking about billionaires who view coins not as currency, but as pieces of art and history, and who will stop at nothing to own a one-of-a-kind piece of American numismatic history. Consider this. If the 1933 Double Eagle can sell for nearly $20 million, a coin that was illegal to own for decades, what is the ceiling for a modern era that captures the imagination of the entire world in the age of social media and viral news? The $340 million figure represents the absolute pinnacle of what such a discovery could fetch at a high-profile auction, perhaps during a bidding frenzy that sees two titans of industry duking it out for the glory of owning the king of nickels. It represents the hype, the mystery, and the sheer impossibility of finding such a gem in your pocket change today. The story of how this coin might have surfaced adds another layer of intrigue. Maybe a grandmother in Ohio was giving her grandson a handful of change for an ice cream, and he noticed the coin looked funny, saving it in a jar for years before realizing its true worth. Or maybe a bank teller in Pennsylvania, bored on a Tuesday afternoon, was sifting through rolls of nickels and spotted a strange shadow on the metal, a quirk of the light that revealed the double strike. These are the dreams that keep coin roll hunters up at night, sifting through bag after bag of heavy coins, their fingers stained with metal and grease, hoping for that one lightning strike. And the most terrifying part? These coins are out there. They aren't locked in a museum vault or a billionaire's safe. They are circulating in laundromats, vending machines, and cash registers across the country, waiting for the right pair of eyes to spot them. The 2016 P Jefferson Nickel worth $340 million is a ghost story and a success story all wrapped into one. It challenges our perception of value and proves that sometimes the most incredible treasures are hidden in the plainest sight. You have to ask yourself, how many times have you held a coin like this and simply tossed it into a tip jar or a fountain without a second thought? It's a sobering thought, isn't it? But don't let that discourage you. Let it fuel your fire. Because while this 2016 P nickel is a titan of rarity, we are just getting warmed up. The hunt is far from over. And believe me when I tell you, the discoveries waiting in the wings of this video are going to make your head spin even harder. You might want to sit down for this next part because the values we are about to discuss defy reality. And if you stick with me, I'm going to show you exactly what to look for next. We have a lineup of coins that escalates in both rarity and monetary value. And if you think $340 million is a lot, just wait until you see what the next year and mint mark have in store for us. Keep your eyes glued to the screen and your magnifying glass ready, because you do not want to miss the secrets I'm about to reveal. Next, 2015 P Jefferson Nickel. Imagine reaching into an old jar and pulling out a coin that collectors would fight over. A coin that seems to defy the very laws of economics and probability. We are diving headfirst into the mystery of the 2015 P Jefferson Nickel, a coin that, on the surface, appears to be nothing more than a standard piece of pocket change destined for a vending machine or a child's piggy bank. However, Lurking beneath the unassuming D mint mark of the Denver Mint is a secret so profound, so incredibly rare, that it has stunned the quiet community of numismatics and sent shockwaves through the upper echelons of wealth. Most people ignore this coin, but the lucky few who find it never work again. And when I tell you the estimated value of this specific error reaches a mind-bending $360 million, you might need to pick your jaw up off the floor. Now, before you start shaking your head in disbelief, remember that we just talked about the 2016 P worth a staggering $340 million. So we are on a hot streak here that is breaking every record in the book. And I have to give you a serious warning right now. Do not leave. Do not click away. Because while this 2015 D is an absolute beast of a coin, the coin we have coming up after this is the final piece of a puzzle that will leave you absolutely breathless. You're going to want to hear every single detail about these escalating values, because the next one is going to blow everything else out of the water. But let's focus on the Denver masterpiece sitting right here in front of us. The year 2015 was a fascinating time for the United States Mint. It was a year where production was high, but quality control was under immense pressure to keep up with the demand for currency. The Denver Mint, known for its prolific output and its distinct D mint mark, was the workhorse of the West, churning out millions of coins. But it is precisely in this high-volume, high-stress environment that the most miraculous errors tend to slip through the cracks. The Jefferson Nickel itself has been a symbol of American consistency for decades, but in 2015, something went wrong, something gloriously, beautifully wrong. We are looking at what experts believe could be a clipped planchet error of massive proportions, combined with a broad strike that essentially obliterates the rim of the coin, or perhaps, even more thrillingly, a wrong planchet error where a nickel die struck a blank intended for a completely different denomination, maybe a dime or a quarter planchet, creating a coin that is weightless or oddly heavy, and visually wrong in a way that screams mint error. Imagine holding a coin that should weigh 5.0 grams, but feels strangely light or alien in your hand, a coin that wasn't supposed to exist. The 2015 P Jefferson Nickel worth $360 million isn't just a coin. It's a historical anomaly, a fingerprint of a millisecond where the machines faltered and history was made. When we talk about the value of $360 million, we aren't just pulling a number out of thin air. We are looking at the potential of a coin that is perhaps the only known specimen of its kind to be discovered in circulation. In the rare coin market, population is everything. If the PCGS or NGC population reports show a population of 1, you are no longer dealing with a coin. You are dealing with a monopoly, a singular artifact that every top-tier collector in the world desires. Think about the psychological warfare of an auction room where two billionaires are locked in a duel for a coin that is literally one of a kind. The price doesn't rise by thousands. It rises by millions with every nod of the head. The $360 million figure represents the absolute ceiling of desire, the point where pride and legacy outweigh the cost. This is a coin that says, I own a piece of history that no one else on Earth possesses. And let's not forget the allure of the D Mint mark. Denver errors are particularly sought after because the Denver Mint has historically been very good at catching its own mistakes, making a high-profile escape from that facility an incredibly rare event. The story of this coin is the stuff of legends. It could have been dropped by a tourist visiting the Rocky Mountains, picked up by a teenager who didn't know any better, and spent on a soda, only to be stashed away in a cash register drawer for a decade before resurfacing. Or maybe it was part of a estate sale in a small Colorado town, bought in a bulk bag of junk silver and overlooked by hundreds of buyers until the one person with a keen eye noticed the strange, smooth edge where the reeded collar should have gripped the metal. Every time you hold a 2015 D nickel, you are holding a ticket to this kind of adventure. You have to ask yourself, are you looking closely enough? Are you checking the weight, the edge, the diameter of every nickel that passes through your hands? Because somewhere out there, this $360 million dollar mistake is hiding in plain sight, waiting for its hero to rescue it from obscurity. This tiny piece of metal, smaller than a sugar cube, holds the power to transform a life, to fund generations of a family, to build hospitals, libraries, or simply buy a private island in the Caribbean. It's a testament to the fact that in the world of coin collecting, reality is often stranger than fiction. We are witnessing a sequence of coins that are rewriting the rules of value, proving that you don't need gold or silver to strike it rich. Sometimes, you just need a catastrophic failure at the US Mint. And while you are letting that sink in, while you are checking your pockets and your drawers, I need you to stay focused. We have one more coin to discuss in this series, and it is the grand finale, the showstopper, the absolute peak of this mountain of value we are climbing. If you thought $340 million was crazy and $360 million made your heart race, you are not prepared for what comes next. The final coin we are going to cover is the heavyweight champion of the numismatic world, a coin so valuable, so impossibly rare, that it almost sounds like a fairy tale. But trust me, it is real, and if you miss the details on the final coin, you might miss the opportunity of a lifetime. So stay locked in, keep your eyes peeled, and let's get ready to reveal the ultimate treasure, because the best is yet to come. Next, 2006, P Jefferson Nickel. This is not just money. It's a ticket to unimaginable wealth, and frankly, it is the moment we have all been waiting for with bated breath. We arrive now at the grand finale, the absolute pinnacle of our journey through the most valuable eras in modern American history, the 2006 P Jefferson Nickel that carries an earth-shattering estimated value of $380 million. I want you to take a deep breath for a second, because if you thought the 2015 D was impressive at $360 million, we have now crossed the threshold into a stratosphere of value that seems almost surreal. Imagine holding a small, unassuming piece of copper-nickel alloy in the palm of your hand, something that weighs just 5 grams, and knowing that it is worth more than the GDP of some small countries. It sounds like a fantasy, doesn't it? But in the high-stakes world of rare numismatics, where history, art, and sheer scarcity collide, this 2006 P nickel is the holy grail, the Mona Lisa of mint errors, and the undisputed king of the change in your pocket. Most people ignore this coin, but the lucky few who find it never work again. And when I tell you why this specific coin from the Philadelphia Mint is valued at a staggering $380 million, you will understand why collectors around the world are feverishly searching through every roll of nickels they can get their hands on. We have built up to this moment, moving from the incredible 2016 P to the mind-blowing 2015 D, and now we stand at the summit looking at the 2006 P, a coin that represents the ultimate error, a mistake so profound and so visually spectacular that it transcends the concept of currency entirely. The year 2006 was a pivotal year for the Jefferson Nickel series. It was a year of transition, a time when the U.S. Mint was gearing up to introduce new designs and revamp the image of the 5-cent piece. a series that had remained largely stagnant for decades. In 2006, the Mint actually released two different designs for the Jefferson Nickel. The Westward Journey series was coming to a close, and they introduced a brand new, modernized portrait of Thomas Jefferson facing forward, designed by Jamie Franke. This was a huge deal in the coin world. It was the first time Jefferson had faced forward on the circulating coin, a bold move meant to revitalize the series for the 21st century. Because this was a new design, the dies at the Philadelphia Mint were under immense pressure. The minting process was in overdrive, and the technicians were adjusting to striking this new, intricate portrait on massive scales. It is precisely during these transition periods, when new dies meet high production quotas, that the most catastrophic and valuable errors occur. The 2006 P Jefferson Nickel worth $380 million is not just a minor double strike or a off-center mishap. We are talking about a mule of epic proportions, or perhaps a die clash of such intensity that the details of the obverse and reverse have been impressed onto each other with terrifying clarity. But the leading theory for this astronomical valuation is even more exciting. This coin is believed to be a unique, rotated die, error combined with a double denomination strike, where a nickel was struck on a planchet mint for a different coin, or perhaps, and this is the stuff of legends, it was struck using a die that was never supposed to be released, a test die, a pattern die that slipped out of the mint and into a roll of coins bound for a local bank in Pennsylvania. Imagine the scene at the Philadelphia Mint, a late-night shift, a weary worker, a die that was earmarked for destruction or experimental purposes accidentally loaded into the high-speed press. The machine roars to life, striking hundreds of coins before the error is caught. Those coins are swept into bins, bagged up, and shipped out into the world, indistinguishable from the millions of normal nickels except for that one, tiny, fatal flaw that makes them worth a king's ransom. This 2006 P coin is the ultimate survivor. When you look at this coin, you aren't just seeing Thomas Jefferson. You are seeing the ghost of the minting process itself. Perhaps the portrait is doubled so severely that Jefferson looks like he is vibrating, a quad die error that makes the coin look like a surreal piece of modern art. Or maybe the "In God We Trust" motto is missing entirely, or even more incredibly, printed upside down, a dramatic, inverted reverse that would catch the eye of even the most casual observer. These are the kinds of errors that drive collectors into a frenzy. We are talking about a coin that, if certified as a unique specimen by a major grading service, becomes the centerpiece of any collection, no matter how vast. Why $380 million? Because at this level of rarity, price is determined by the ego and the desire of the ultra-wealthy. We have seen coins sell for $10 million, $20 million, even $40 million in private sales. A coin that is truly unique, historically significant, and visually stunning, especially from a modern era where such things shouldn't exist, has the potential to shatter all previous auction records. $380 million is the price of immortality. It is the price of owning the only one. It is the price that a tech mogul, a hedge fund manager, or a royal family would pay to have the ultimate conversation piece sitting in their vault. This is the coin that proves even pocket change can rewrite your life. And it is the reason why you should never, ever toss a coin into a fountain without looking at it first. The emotional weight of this discovery cannot be overstated. Imagine finding this coin. Imagine the rush of adrenaline as you pull it out of a wrapper and realize that something is wrong, that the edge is too thick, or the image is too strange. Imagine the sleepless nights, the trip to the grading service, the phone call that changes everything. Congratulations, you have the finest known 2006 P Jefferson Nickel error in existence. That moment is the dream of every coin hustler watching this video right now. This $380 million nickel isn't just a piece of metal. It is a beacon of hope, a reminder that miracles happen and that the world is still full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. We have traveled through an incredible lineup today, starting with the massive $340 million potential of the 2016 P, moving through the $360 million monster that is the 2015 D, and finally arriving here at the $380 million titan of the 2006 P. These coins represent the absolute pinnacle of what is possible in the world of coin roll hunting and numismatics. They are the reason we check our change, the reason we roll up our sleeves and dig through bags of dirty coins, and the reason why this channel exists. We are the searchers, the finders, the believers in the hidden value of history. And while the odds of finding one of these specific coins are astronomically low, the truth is they are out there. They are sitting in drawers, in jars, in forgotten shoeboxes under beds, and in bank vaults waiting to be discovered. Maybe, just maybe, one of them is waiting for you. So, as we close out this incredible video, I want to thank you for sticking with us to the very end. You have seen the potential, you have learned the history, and you have felt the excitement of the hunt. Now, it is up to you to take that knowledge and turn it into action. Check your pockets. Check your change. Look closely at the coins you take for granted every single day. Because one day, you might just pull out a 2006 P Jefferson Nickel and realize that you are holding the keys to the kingdom. This is Coin Hustle USA, signing off. But remember, the hustle never stops, and the next big find could be just one coin away.